Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be diving into some brand new colors from 915 Aesthetics. These colors right here, they're soft, they're elegant, and they're overall super romantic for that Valentine's Day season. We're going to be creating a set of press-ons on the shape medium almond, and we're also going to be pulling in dip liquids to start out the set today. The first color is called Lover. It is a beautiful, just soft, delicate color. It's a very beautiful light pink, and then it has these like tiny, tiny gold foils in here in tiny little gold pieces of glitter. It's really beautiful. It's overall a very just like delicate color, and wait till you see it. So right off the bat here, we have tons of gold shining through and just like this gorgeous pink. And there's something about this combination right here of just these delicate pinks and gold that are just beautiful. Like an all over color just like this on all your nails, all five of them would be so beautiful without any accent, but we're going to take these colors to the next level and we're going to just create a beautiful sparkly mani today. These colors are very elegant. I feel like they're very romantic. They are perfect for Valentine's Day, and these are brand new colors from 915 Aesthetics. Right now she is moving, so the shop is closed for a little bit, but when she is done moving and the shop is back open, these colors will definitely be available. Now that we dusted off, we're going to go ahead and build up this color. I'm taking a very small amount of that dip base on the brush, starting right below the cuticle line and then working that product all the way up to the nail. And then we're going to go ahead and dip it back into the cupcake liner. I will say these powders, you can see when we were using the dip base, it looked really good with one coat. And that's the best part about these powders is that I never experience any patchiness or streakiness. We have great coverage right off the bat. It even looks better, obviously, with a second coat here. But I love these powders. Every time I work with them, I'm like, these are such great quality. And it doesn't matter if you're working with something like a shimmer, like you see here, that's a little bit more forgiving on the nail, or if you're working with a solid color, the formula and the consistency is all around the same no matter what colors you're using from 915 Aesthetics. And that's something that I really enjoy when I'm working with a dip powder, that I know going into it that the quality is definitely going to be there. So here's what we're working with two coats. I really love it. It's a very delicate color. We're going to dust off, and then I am going to incorporate this color on one other nail today. I was going to do three, but I decided we're going to just do a very sparkly, glam, romantic style mani today. So that is the look we're going for. So we're going to incorporate this color on one other nail, but instead of doing two coats, I'm going to do three on this nail so you can really see the color difference and how this product performs with three coats. All right, so enough chit chat. Let's dive into these beautiful colors, and then I'm going to pop back in just a little bit. All right, so here's what 3 coats looks like, and then compared to the 2 versus 3, you can see on that first nail, we definitely picked up more gold, and it's a little bit more on the pinkier side when we did 3 dips. So that is the comparison, so you can get a good feel on how this color performs with 2 dips versus 3. Now, the moment I've been waiting for is to share this beautiful glitter with you called First Kiss. It is cram packed full of sparkles. It also has foil pieces in here. It's carrying in that beautiful pink with the gold tones. It also has these really pretty pink foils in it. It is everything. It just screams romantic Valentine's Day, and it's giving all that beautiful Valentine's Day sparkle that we want. So, right off the bat, check it out. We have great coverage. I was completely blown away by the coverage and the amount of sparkle that we picked up on that first go around. So I'm going to go in with the precision tool and just clean up any of those glitters. And then we're going to spend time pressing everything down. Now, when I was doing this nail, I was like, I really like how this look. The glitter is placed organically on the nail, and I totally like the placement, especially of the bigger pieces of glitter. And I was like, I really don't want to go ahead and do another coat. I'm loving the coverage. I'm not worried about building up strength or anything like that. And I did not want to I didn't want to wreck the beautiful sparkle that we had by adding another layer. I was really just loving how delicate this looked on its own. So I'm really looking at it. I'm debating if I want to do another coat, but I decided we're going to just dust off and we're gonna move on, and we're just gonna do 1 coat of this glitter because I just loved how everything was laying. Everything is laying super flat, and I'm loving the coverage. So that is the direction that I went into when I was playing with this glitter. Now you can definitely go ahead and do another dip, but I just loved how beautiful this looked just with 1 coat. And you're gonna see that pattern here when we start dipping into this nail and then to carry the glitter into the thumbnail, just how amazing this coverage is. And I was completely blown away by this. I was not expecting the coverage to be this good. And since we're only doing 1 coat, these glitters, even though that there is some bigger pieces on here, they are laying super flat. So keep that in mind. The chunky glitters from 915 Aesthetics are very thin, so you can easily do 2 coats if that is something that you want to do. All right, so let's finish up this glitter here, and then we are going to do something to those other nails that we did first kiss on. We're going to add some foils to those in just a minute. All right, now we're going to add a touch more sparkle to this set. Like, we don't already have enough going on, but I really wanted this to be like the ultimate sparkly romantic Valentine's Day set. So that is exactly what we're doing. So for this nail, I'm going to focus on the gold foil pieces. So I applied a little bit of dip base on the areas that we're going to be targeting the foil pieces on. And then as I'm applying the foil pieces, some of them are kind of bigger. So I'm just going to take that precision tool and just gently pull them apart so we have more of a sporadic look, because what's going to happen if you just keep layering the foil pieces onto the nail, it's going to kind of look like a glob. And I really wanted to give it a little bit more dimension. So just taking that orange wood stick or that precision tool and just kind of breaking them apart a little bit will really give you a nice effect. And these foils are really nice. They're working great with the dip base. Sometimes when you're working with foils in the dip base, they can tend to bleed or the colors can kind of run out onto your base color here. But I'm not experiencing that with these foils. They are staying true to color. And there is something about this beautiful pink and then these gold. I don't know. It's just there's something about these colors right here that are totally like melting my whole heart, right? The little things in life. Sometimes just doing something that you love or playing with colors that you like can like totally change like your mood. And this right here is like everything to me right now. I'm loving this color combination. On to the next nail, we're going to create a similar design. This time we're going to incorporate some glitters. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of dip base, and then you're going to notice that I keep kind of seeing where that nail is going to be on my finger, just so I kind of know where that design is going to end up once we go ahead and apply the press-on. So keep in mind when you are playing with press-ons and looking at the nail directly on the stand, like right there, you want to go ahead and make sure that when you apply that press on that design is going to be exactly where you want it, because looking at the nail stand, that design is going to be reversed when you go ahead and apply it. So just keep that in the back of your mind when you are making press-ons. So we're going to start off with a little bit of foils first, and I'm just going to create a design of foils kind of swooping down that sidewall, and we're just going to create a little bit of a foil design, and then we're going to layer it with some glitter, and then we're going to go back in and apply some more foils just to kind of create a really fun design. I wanted to incorporate a little bit of that sparkle here just to kind of tie in all of this beautiful glitter. But isn't this glitter so fun? You can do so many different things with it. You can focus on the sparkles like we did previously on those other three nails. And then I like how you can go ahead and do a little bit of nail art with some of the elements that are found in here. Now this time, instead of just focusing on the beautiful gold foils, I am going to incorporate some of the pink ones in here just to give it a little bit of dimension. And I'm going to make sure I'm using that precision tool and just cleaning up all those foils that are going underneath that nail as well. That's really important. Just take your time when you are working with glitters or foils that you're making sure that underneath side of that nail is completely cleaned. You can also work on that during filing and buffing, but I find that it's easy to work as I go just to make sure we're keeping that area clean so we have a smooth transition when it's time to apply the press-on to the natural nail. Working with the pink foils, it's still that same consistency as the gold. It's applying very nicely to the nail. I'm not noticing any of that color fading or any of the color bleeding into the gold. It is staying true to its color. It's a beautiful light rosy pink, and it looks so good paired with the gold. So once we go ahead and apply the rest of the foils, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of glitter to this nail as well. And I will say, this look right here alone, just you could have kept it with the foils, but it looks even better when we add the glitter. This is kind of like a trust the process moment. So for this part right here, I really wanted to focus on the finer pieces of glitter first. So I thought the best way to do that would be to go in with an ombre brush, and we're just going to tap on the fine glitters on that same area where we applied those foils, just to add a little bit of extra sparkle. And then once we have the fine glitters placed, I'm just going to go ahead and press everything down, making sure everything is laying super flat. And then we are going to go ahead and dip this nail back into the cupcake liner to pick up some of those fun bigger pieces. Right here, it looks like a hot mess, but just trust the process. So now what we're going to do, now that everything's laying flat, I'm going to go back in with that precision tool, and we're going to clean up this design a little bit. We're going to move away any of those big pieces of glitter that are in the way of that design. Also, if you have any of these bigger glitters kind of hanging out in the cuticle line or close to the sidewall areas, just make sure you brush those away with your precision tool or your orange wood stick to make sure everything's laying super flat. So then when it comes down to clear encapsulating, you have a good clean surface for your filing and buffing that you're not going to risk cutting into those glitters. So now right here, I just moved that big one just away from the tip of the nail there. And then we're going to add just a tinier piece of glitter to that area just to fill it in. And then I am just making sure everything is completely flat, and we're almost done with this design. I figured now that we have the glitter where we want it, it's time to go ahead and just finish up cleaning up some of those finer pieces of glitter that got into the base color, because I really wanted to keep the design kind of just like on one side. And now we're going to add just a few more pieces of these beautiful foils just to kind of give it more of a layering effect, to just tie in the whole look together so you can see that the color differentiation from those beautiful glitters to the foils, and we're just giving it that little pop of extra dimension. But I love this so much. The precision tool is really handy for this part right here, making sure I'm getting all those foils because the foils like to overlap underneath the nail. So the precision tool is definitely coming in handy. So now we're going to go ahead and protect these nails during the filing and buffing process. This time I'm going to make sure that I have a generous amount of that dip base on the brush, and I'm going to work that dip base into all the nooks and crannies on this nail to make sure we're getting that dip base into all the areas of that glitter. So when we do dip into that clear, we're making sure we're covering the entire nail because these glitters are so beautiful. I do not want to risk cutting into these at all. They're so beautiful. I love the pink of this. It's very unique, it's very different, it's very soft. Normally, you do not see this combination in a dip powder, so I really love the uniqueness behind this. So I did let that nail kind of linger and marinate in that clear to make sure that all that dip base was completely absorbed before we go ahead and press down. And I really want to keep the shape of this nail, so I am going to continue pressing everything down. I feel like a lot of times I create the most bulk for some reason when I'm playing with the clear powder, so I'm going to spend extra time making sure everything's laying super flat, and we have the perfect clear coated nail. So while that's sitting there just drying for a moment, I'm going to go ahead and clear encapsulate the other nails. I wanted to show you right now, I'm applying the dip base directly onto those foils, and you can see those foils are staying true to color. They did not bleed into that beautiful pink background that we have. So I just wanted to keep that part in here so you could see how the dip base applied right over those foils, and we did not rip them apart or anything like that. Sometimes if they're not laying super flat, you could pull away those delicate foils and take away that design. So just make sure those foils are laying super, super flat before you go in with a layer of dip base to go in with your clear. Also, make sure those foils are completely dry from the dip base before you go in with that clear encapsulation process. I did the rest of the clear encapsulation off camera just to save time today, and now we're going in with a stiff nail brush. We're going to give these nails a good scrub to make sure we're removing any extra clear powder that may be lingering. This is really important to get that crystal clear finish. If you just use like your soft dust brush and went in with your activator, you still would have a little bit of cloudiness. There's something about that stiff brush that just really removes all that extra clear powder to give you that crystal clear finish. And if you didn't brush, and if you ever noticed when you did your activator that your nails looked a little bit cloudy or had a haze to it, that's because there was a lot of clear powder left behind. Just give them a good scrub and you are good to go. So we activated, I let that activator sit for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then we're gonna file and buff. Filing and buffing, I'm just using my favorite buffer, and this glitter right here was a dream to work with. Yes, we only did one coat, but I did not cut into any of these beautiful glitters, and everything was laying super, super flat. So we're just doing a buff, and then we're gonna reshape just a little bit, and we're gonna make sure that we're focusing underneath that nail too, just to make sure we have a clean transition. So when we do apply this, we have a good surface and foundation. If you are making press-ons and you have underneath the nail a lot of glitter or any like rough spots, that's gonna get in the way of the longevity of your press-on set when you go to apply it. Just make sure you have a really clean surface underneath there when you are applying your press-on set. Now that we're done reshaping, we're just gonna go ahead and do a little light buff, and then we are done with the filing and buffing. But I didn't run into any issues when it came into filing and buffing, and it was super, super easy. So then once we're done filing and buffing, we're gonna go in with another layer of activator, and you can see this beautiful nail is coming to life. Everything is laying flat and we have the most beautiful sparkle. We're almost to that finish line. Today I'm going to finish up with a glossy top coat. Now, me personally, I just go in when I'm done activating with my top coat. I never experience any flaking or peeling. If you do, go in with a layer of gel base first and cure, then your top coat. All right, here's the finished set. This just screams Valentine's Day romantic. It's delicate. It is everything. This is the color palette that I needed, and all this extra sparkle is just totally bringing me to life. I love this so much. It was very simple, but yet with all this pops of sparkle, we really have an awesome set. So everything that we did use in today's video can be found in that description box below. Stay tuned. This week we'll still be diving into some Valentine's Day sets, and if you are looking for more info, definitely check out some of my other videos from the past weeks. All right, so don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you all in the next one.